press.
This is All India Radio. You will now hear comments from the press. Times of India, in its editorial titled Modi-Trump Tango, writes, in a big moment for India-US relations, President Donald Trump has decided to join Prime Minister Narendra Modi's diaspora outreach event called Howdy Modi in Houston, Texas. Trump also plans to address the 50,000-strong gathering along with Modi. This is a big win for Indian diplomacy. Coming at a time when Pakistan has tried to internationalize the Kashmir issue, Trump's presence in Houston signals that Washington is in New Delhi's corner. It also puts to rest the confusion over Trump's previous statements on mediating in the Kashmir dispute. The Modi-Trump meet on the sidelines of the recent G7 summit in Biarritz appears to have put the mediation talk to rest. What's in it for Trump, who's famously transactional? One factor is the Indian-American community, who has become increasingly influential in US politics. Aiming for re-election next year, Trump could be eyeing this vote bank as insurance against any erosion in his core Republican vote base. Although 62% of Indian Americans identify themselves as Democrats, Trump may be trying to woo them by showcasing relations with India. But those relations have developed some rough edges that need to be smoothed. It is the differences on India-US trade that have been most disconcerting. Trump has railed against the bilateral trade deficit, ended India's preferential trade status under the Generalized System of Preference program, and even dragged New Delhi to WTO for alleged violation of global trade rules. But to make India-US ties durable and irreversible, these trade issues need to be sorted out. In this regard, it is welcome that New Delhi is working with Washington to address the latter's concerns over price control on medical equipment such as stents and knee implants, apart from looking at ways to lower duties on American technology, equipment, and some farm products. The paper concludes that in the evolving geopolitical order, India and the US are natural partners. Modi and Trump together at Houston should actualize this vision. The Hindu, in its editorial titled Deadly Spread, writes, overcoming vaccine hesitancy can reduce the global spread of measles infection. The paper says, with a 30% increase in measles cases worldwide in 2018, the World Health Organization in January 2019 included vaccine hesitancy as one of the 10 threats to global health this year. The threat from vaccine hesitancy, which is defined as the reluctance or refusal to vaccinate despite the availability of vaccines, only appears to have grown more dangerous to public health. After a surge in measles cases in 2018, there have been around 365,000 measles cases reported from 182 countries in the first 6 months of 2019. Last month, the UK, Greece, the Czech Republic, and Albania lost their measles elimination status. A 2018 report on vaccine confidence among the European Union member states shows why vaccine coverage has not been increasing in the European region to reach over 90% to offer protection even to those not vaccinated. It found younger people 18 to 34 years and those with less education are less likely to agree that the measles, mumps, and rubella MMR vaccine is safe. A striking similarity was seen in India too. A 2018 study found low awareness to be the main reason why 45% of children missed different vaccinations in 121 Indian districts that have higher rates of unimmunized children. While 24% did not get vaccinated due to apprehension about adverse effects, 11% were reluctant to get immunized for reasons other than fear of adverse effects. Thus, much work remains to be done to address misinformation. Measles vaccine not only provides lifelong protection against the virus but also reduces mortality from other childhood infections. The Hindustan Times, in its editorial titled India Must Plan for an Oil Crisis, writes, India, the world's fastest growing oil importer, needs to prepare for the possibility of oil prices and supplies going awry. The recent attack on the massive Abqaiq oil complex in Saudi Arabia is a reminder of India's over-dependence on the world's most unstable the region. Fortunately for importers like India, there is a global surplus of black gold. Upkick attack saw price rise sharply, but only to the levels they were less